Good evening and welcome to Team Fortress TV. We have a triple bill tonight. Well, 3 matches at the same time. You're on the main stream right now for Reason Gaming and the Knutsson Rollerbladers, duking it out on Sunshine and Viaduct in this Week 6 ETF2L Season 20 fixture. I'm with WARHURYEAH and David on the camera. War, are you ready?
Hold on, I'm just trying to bring some social order to our Twitch chat as people seem to be posting too many memes.
Alright, not quite the excitement I wanted, but
I'm
pretty
ready, CommanderX, for some incredibly exciting games, not featuring Jukebox because Kaidus is currently harbouring the world's salt for himself.
Yeah, there's loads of chip shops right now having to offer lower quality products because they're out of salt. So yeah, for those of you not in the know, Knutsson has started working night shifts, presumably as some kind of man of the night. So he's unable to play TF2 competitively anymore, at least in this continent. So Zebbosai has moved to Medic, and PK originally wanted to use a fellow Swede Jukebox as the Merc, but he got denied. So instead they're using Nuki, aka Starsky, aka that Lithuanian guy who is actually good at the game. So what do you make of it all, War? Would you have allowed Jukebox if you guys?
Yeah, because I'm a firm believer of the no mercs rule. No, not the no mercs rule.
No mercs rule. You would have rather they played with 5.
No, I would have rather that they just you're allowed 1 merc by default, and then you have to ask for any additional mercs. So yeah.
Yeah. So I imagine it is no coincidence they don't want Jukebox to play on Viaduct Week.
I don't think it's going to work because Nuki's probably a better sniper and scout.
He's probably
at the moment
more warmed up as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jukebox hasn't played in a while.
Yeah, so it's probably just going to not work in their favour, and I'll be looking forward to a video from Forsaken about this afterwards.
I don't think Forsaken has any interest in anything that doesn't happen directly to him.
Oh, okay.
We might have to wait on a different form of YouTube content for our minor chuckles. So yeah, it looks like we're going to be starting on Sunshine. I'll run you through the rosters quickly in case you've been living under several rocks. On Reason, we're going to have Kaidus on Demoman, Zub and Captain on Soldier, Walters and Happy Cool on Scout, and Skeege on Medic, who has just joined. So we should be getting underway pretty soon. On the other side of it, on BK, we have Herpy and Nuki Merkin on Scoot, Zebo on Medic, making the switch up, Rib on Demo, and Stark and AMS on Soldier.
Do we know... Wait, who's on Soldiers?
AMS, Stark.
And Stark. Oh, fucking hell, I can't keep up with all this roster changes that happen. It's like, oh, wait, we lost a PCW, guys. What position should we move AMS to next? And then they throw a dice. And based on what number it is, between 1 and 6, that's where he'll be playing the next role.
They all, you know that random class button that you use when you first start TF2
right,
to try
AMS,
something.
You're gonna join a server with all of us on. We'll be playing on normal classes, but you have to press random whatever you land on.
That's your class number 9.
Yeah.
Luckily,
this will surely stop us from losing.
Luckily, you got Soldier tonight, so it won't affect him too much. And
then Zebbosai was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to get him on this as well. I mean, I know it's taken us like almost a year, but he finally discovered that Knutsson's bad at the game. I'm dropping 6 Ubers every night.
You reckon he's not really working night shifts? He's just Sebo's called his workplace and asked Knutsson to be moved to night shifts.
Yeah, he's actually the one that's doing it because he doesn't want to. Oh, what's that, Knutsson? You're working night shifts now. Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, I guess we're gonna have to find someone else.
Damn it.
Oh,
what a terrible coincidence.
You got moved to night shifts the exact same time Jukebox wanted to start playing again. What a horrible coincidence.
That is just the darndest coincidence in the world.
Who would have, who would have seen it coming? No one could have predicted that.
No.
So yeah, Sunshine. From what I hear, BK are pretty bad at the Sunshine.
To be honest, I don't think anybody cares about the new maps this season. It's the same as every season.
No? I quite like Sunshine.
Yeah, it's an alright map. It's probably the best custom map that's had its like first season in quite a while. But because ETF2L... I mean, actually, they've gotten rid of Permzilla now. He was ripping ETF2L apart from the inside. So maybe one of the custom maps will actually stay next season. You know, like, it's kind of annoying having to practice a map that's probably only going to be there one season.
Like Logjam.
Yeah, well, all the bad ones, for some reason, do get to have multiple back-to-back seasons, like Logjam, Obscure.
Snakewater. Snakewater's having a pretty good streak.
Yeah,
for,
you know, it was well worth removing Granary for such the amazing, prestigious, and well-balanced map such as Logjam.
I think they've gone live real time, so I guess we should throw out some predictions.
Oh, okay. 5-0 for Reason on Sunshine, and then 3-0 for BK on Viaduct.
Okay, split points. Obviously, for those of you not aware, this is obviously like the battle for second place. Also, all of these teams have to sort of keep themselves above Avant-Garde if they want to get one of those 3 playoff spots. They currently occupy them, but they need to keep earning them points to keep above the Frenchies, who I'm not sure when they're playing. Have they already played this week's fixture?
I don't know.
Playing eShock, aren't they?
I'm bad now, so I don't really keep up with Prem.
You're not invited to the no. Yeah. You're not invited to the match page results. No. We're live. We're live. Welcome. Here we go. It's for mainstream Team Fortress TV. Me and WARHURYEAH. David on the camera. Reason against BK. The first middle, CP Sunshine. BK going to be on blue. Rib and kaidus both equally fast to mid. kaidus on red side with the rest of these Reason fellows. Not a whole lot of damage done so far as the rest of the teams roll out. Early aggressive jump from Stark. He's now left behind him. No one seems to have noticed Stark exists. He's going to finish off 2 players there, Walters and kaidus in one rocket. He will get taken down, but he's given so much point presence for everyone. And Reason getting absolutely decimated. Skeeger's going to have to run, but the chase is on. He's firing arrows. The soldiers are trying to chase, but Skeege should be alright here. I think Snooky's actually going all the way. He's going to chase him, but he's running into a spawning scout. And I don't think Nookie can do this, no. Overextension there, trying to get Skeege, and Walters will clean him up.
That was bad. That's all I can say. As you said, Stark was just alive for like what seems like 10 years.
No one shot at him. Like,
which is surely going to be longer than the lifespan of TF2 at this rate.
Yeah, and with only half an hour in the map, 10 years is an awful long time to stay up. So that's going to enable him to pretty much win that middle for him and his team. And now we're into an Uber v Uber situation on last.
It seems like heavy comes out. The classic lame setup with the heavy behind that little bug spot. Behind the point where you can only see his head, but his gun pokes through the wall.
It is definitely an interesting feature. Oh wow, Walters is just running, he's killed Rib as well. That coming after AMS tried to suicide into last, but that went woefully for him. And now Reason are going to push out, Captain trying to lead the charge. He's trying to get on to the medic, he does force it. It doesn't look like he's going to be safe. He's doing his best to hang him out to dry, but eventually decides to keep him in the game. And now Captain's going to try and get forward. But he's going to have to turn back and fight these scouts. Nice rocket to get that scout down to 1 HP, keep him off his medic. But Stark has come in behind and it's going to clean up the entire combo. And this Reason push out has fallen apart and they're going to get everyone cleaned up except for Zub and Walters.
I'm starting to think that maybe everybody on Reason have that bug where a player is invisible for you because Stark just jumped from behind, nobody noticed him, and he just took out 2 people. And it's the same thing on mid, they're just not keeping an eye on the flank.
Yeah, Stark just been given just so much time, so much room. So we're going to go to another middle after a pretty swift round right there. And hopefully they'll, I don't know, maybe they've recorded a demo and they can see Stark now. kaidus getting to mid slightly before Rib, but not really going to make too much difference. Neither demo man actually hitting each other so far as the rest of the teams arrive. Just get in position right now. Neither soldier wants to commit early. Now it looks like Rib wants to try and walk across the point. He's going to focus these scouts, but Stark kills another one, and he gets the equalizer kill on Skeed. Stark gets 2 there, and is absolutely wreaking havoc on middle. And that's a full wipe.
That was just dirty. It was the exact same thing, you know? It's like, what happened last mid, guys? I think Stark came from the side, and nobody killed him, so let's not make that mistake again. And they do the exact same thing. The only difference being is that they tried to go aggressive onto BK and they just got smashed.
Yeah, and now they're going to Uber straight into last. Reason are only just about getting out of spawn, and they're going to start stacking that point. The point's going to go down before Reason can even really contest it properly. No position for them, and 2-0 to BK. Exactly like, not what you predicted.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is exactly not what I predicted. Which, oh god.
It's going to take an almighty effort and an awful lack of reading for
all
your
of my
prediction
skins
to be right.
That I bet on this game are all gone.
Another middle. Here we go. Let's see if Stark's going to try the same thing again. Zoob getting up top early. In comes Stark right now. He's not quite going as aggressive though. And Reason have a bit more of a foothold on this one. We're actually going to get 2 frags. AMS is trying to go aggressive. He's right above Siege, but he's shooting the demo instead. He tries to drop onto Siege but misses the rocket. Meanwhile, Zebo's the only man left alive and he has deserted his team for the safety of last. That's a bit more like it.
Yeah, there's a bit more like it. They actually managed to shoot players, and that's the key to playing this game. As a professional gamer that I am, I've spent thousands of hours learning how to shoot players, and that's normally how you do it.
I don't know why Stark did something different. Like, it worked so well. And now we're going to see Reason coming in last, and Zebo's not got Uber yet. He's down to 30 health. He's trying to dance around, but he will go down before he gets Uber. It's 4v4, but they still have the heals on the Reason side. Now they're stacking the point as well. They can't block for point. They're just about blocking it, but surely they're going to get cleaned up. There we go, Happy Cool and kaidus. Finishing that off, and Reason not going to let this map escape from them.
Yeah, on that last mid, Stark got launched up because he jumped on a rocket, so he got popped up in the air, which is why I didn't succeed as well. But the scout that was protecting the medic did actually a decent job of not letting him stay alive for long.
That's the key.
He showed him. Yeah, that is the key.
Looks like Stark's going to roll out right-hand side as we go into this next middle. He's lining up that jump that was so successful in previous two, but he gets focused down pretty hard. Down he goes. Walters and Happy Cool finally learning. Going to shut him down, but the scouts from BK are just powering across and have cleaned up quite a few flankers. Reason still have just as many, almost as many people, but they have no position. BK just tends to be a lot better at just getting across this point with Ribbon the scouts.
Yeah.
Using that Stark distraction to move forward, and Reason
really,
can't match him.
They're following up on what Stark does very, very well. Like, as soon as he jumped in, he had 2 players in support without delay, so when they turn around to focus him, they just tickle the ground that he made for them and just completely close the whole thing out.
Yeah, and now we're going to be into an the Uber stand on last, but Zoob is going to actually get caught out by Stark right now. I wonder if this is going to cue a push. It will indeed. AMS leading in, gets denied with the air shot from Cap. And a later pop for Ski is going to allow kaidus some room to manoeuvre. But he looks like he just wants to hold the ground to stabilise, and Zoob still hasn't respawned. And now BK are thinking about getting him. Yeah, here come the soldiers jumping in. Lots of damage on them. BK have forced him really far back, but haven't actually killed more than kaidus. Scout's still trying to dance in all over Zoob, but he's completely outmanned and outgunned. He will eventually go down. And now there's only AMS left alive in the lobby.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why, so far it doesn't matter now, but the defending teams aren't running a sentry each, which is what the Americans seem to do like all the time. And it works really well because it forces you to go in from far right and use 2 soldiers to try and take out the sentry gun straight away. But the pushes on this map to last, like, you really have to have Uber or just sort of have insane coordination and it won't work out.
Yeah, it's quite difficult to push without a clear advantage. Reason do gain CP2 for all of about 5 seconds before they get forced out. But they do have Uber, so I imagine we're going to wait for Nat to repush. Ski just meeting up with his with kaidus, and just kaidus at the moment in lobby. kaidus is looking around waiting for his team to come and push. We're going to make way out past no stickies, not forced that early. We're going to pop quite late, a lot of damage on that soldier. He'll sure go down, but now we're going to try and chase Zebo. Zebo's struggled up well by kaidus. And they should be able to clean up a lot of players on this, but there is 2 players behind. They're going to stack CP2, but it's not going to matter. It's blocked for a split second, and that'll be enough. Who blocked CP2? That was sick.
Rib. That was insane. Oh my goodness.
It was so close. I was about to say this was a really nice Uber from kaidus and his scout.
Like, they completely turned that around because Zebo got quite out of position, but they're probably used with that happening with Knutsson anyway, so it didn't seem like anything out of the ordinary that they haven't dealt with before kind of thing.
They've got a rehearsed strategy for Knutsson failing. So as we go into the next middle, Ribs gets a bit of early damage out into kaidus, but is going to get forced more defensive. Now they're going to try and move around this right hand side BK. They get the early frag onto Walters. So much damage on everyone as well. Nookie and Stark do get shut down, and it will allow the players to get out, but there's such little health left on these Reason players. They're surely just going to get cleaned up one by one. Just kaidus left now, and I imagine he's just going to either trap it up or try bombing them as we come through.
A sick pogo jump, like. a 3 air pogo, and he's gonna pain train the medic.
Yep.
Right, no, he's on last.
I'll just sit and wait for that.
Sorry. Expectations. But Stark on that mid again is like absolutely pooping on them. It's unreal. Like last that mid, he just sort of went into their flowers, dragged a scout, and then one of his scouts followed him and just jumped away, and then just went on the medic again, and nobody did anything. It's really, really, really good. Like most soldiers or most roamers, I think in that situation they would probably just go for the frag instead of actually focusing back to the med.
Now we're going to Uber in with our Uber advantage from that mid. We're going to get the pyro down pretty quickly. We need to focus for heavy over. Heavy will go down, but they spent quite a lot of resources getting that, and now it's just turned to a bit of a DM fight. But Nuki's got 2, her P's going to get 2 as well, and that's just seal the cap 4-1 right now to BK. We are only 20 minutes in though, so there's still plenty of time for Reason to
do we have a frag count anywhere? Because I don't know, I can get frags.
Nuki has 16, P has 13, Stark has 10, then everybody else. Kaidus only has 5, Rib only has 5.
Yeah, obviously disallowing jukeboxes work out well.
Yep. Now we're going to the next mid. Rib again pretty defensive, but they've taken over that right hand side. BK and Stark's going to go flying around behind again. He's all over Skeej, syncs up with Nuki really well. They will get taken down though, and now it's just for Scouts and AMS left alive to DM it. It's just a DM fight, but Walters and Haffy have more health. Looks like Nuki wants to come back in though. He's going to try and just... Both Scouts have scattered actually, they're both half health. They've both got a different health pack and then come back in. Scout v Scout on mid. Nuki's going to get 1 kill. So much little health. Nuki's going to kill both of them. And... yeah. Bet they wish they allowed jukebox.
You can tell that this is a guy that has practiced against Nico on MG Viaduct middle multiple times. That was good.
Yeah, they're going to have an even better time when they actually play Viaduct.
Oh, that's a spanner in the works.
Yeah. But yeah, after that, everything's still pretty even, give or take a middle point. But it looks like Soldier's trying to get in pretty early. Stark's going to have to surf that one back out. The flank trying to get in here from BK, but they don't really have the health, and they're not finding the frags to support. And it's just going to sort of fall back into a stalemate. Kaidus is getting pretty aggro, so aggro in fact that he dies, gets picked off there. And now surely BK will be able to move it forward, even with Zoo picking Nuki. It looks like they want to keep moving forward. Taking their time though.
Yeah, they are taking their time, but the BK don't really have a reason, but they're pushing him through now anyway actually.
Yeah, there is a cap started on Foe, and BK are going to have to run out there. They're going to try and pick Scout. Rib's going to pick Happy Cool off. A nice jump and sticky. AMS will go down, and Reason want to keep moving in right now. Soldier's going to bomb as Walters goes across into them. Pretty good push right now. Walters should be able to clean up a lot of players here. So many weak players. Rib's going to go down, but he's getting forced out. The Scouts have come in. P and Nuki coming out strong. And now it's just Kaidus trying to jump out. 1 pipe on the Scout. He's going to keep trying to pipe him down. He's piped both Scouts now. Skeej's trying to arrow him. He can't, but both Scouts are weak. Skeej needs to hit 2 arrows to get out of it. But the pistol gets cleaned up. And now Happy Cool's respawn, and it's just sort of a constant DM right now. Happy Cool's even going into mid again, but he's going to walk into the respawning DK team.
I just want to say I would have hit both of those pipes again.
Yeah?
Actually, no, I wouldn't. I'm shit now, so... I'm lying. But like on this map, when you push mid, they just need to get hold of the Tetris points on the map. Reason had it, but they started to overextend and just leak players when they should have just sort of stayed around Skeej and just tried to stay alive. But now they've just sort of completely lost it again. They seem, obviously they're going to be rushed because they're behind, but there's still, you know, plenty of time left, so they can still afford to take their time.
Yeah, those first 5 rounds went down in sort of less than 10 minutes, so we've still got 17 minutes to play with. 3 rounds in 17 minutes really isn't actually that much of a push, but we do see the sentry coming out now from Reason, and Happy Cool building in that bottom corner. It's up to level 2, and I'm not sure if BK are aware of it yet. I think they are now. Stark spotted it out. But it's still going to be difficult. They're coming in with Uber, they've only got 25% advantage. They're going to try and cover Medic, but they've got the Heavy and Sentry to deal with. They've dealt with neither so far. The Sentry goes down now. They're going to get all on the point. They need to be blocked. Here come the Scouts from Reason. Kaidus jumps back in. Loads of frags. Walters and Happy Cool doing huge work. Going to clean up pretty much everyone right now. And I think between Walters and Happy Cool, they got 6 frags.
No, Kaidus got 1.
Oh, what a meanie.
He got 2. No, wait, he got 1. Hold on, let me count.
Yeah. Right, to the map center.
My entire console is filled with cannot update control point 6 for effect, in quotes, sentry damage 2.
Yeah, I'm having a problem with sentry damage underscore 2 right now.
Damn it, I have to refill all these on.
We'll give the exact number of frags from those players to you very shortly. And right now, Reason have managed to force way back out to CP2 after that last hold, and even find themselves with a 25% or so Uber advantage of their own. And it looks like they want to go through choke pre-Uber. They're certainly toying with the idea at least, but there are stickies just around the corner by a rib on that wall. And now they managed to get a soldier on the other side. He's down to 5 health. Stark's going to go down. Walters and Zoob combining nicely to get the entry frag before they've even entered. And now come both soldiers coming through for Reason. They're going to force him back. Zebbosai's trying to get out. Rib's sort of messing up his jumps. He's going to sort of jumble his way over, and now the Uber comes flying through choke. 70% only on Zebbosai. They're going to lose Rib. They might lose this soldier as well. He's trying to equalise a way out lower. Walters will clean that one up, but Zebbosai has escaped, and he will have Uber on last, but Reason should be able to get CP2 before they can do anything about it.
But I feel like they need to start going now because they're a demo down, a pocket down, and they almost have Uber. There's nothing wrong with just committing a few players to make them Uber or kill the medic and then just hold second.
They go in now, but now Zebbosai has Uber and the spawns are literally about to come in. Oh, they walk away, yeah. Oh. They at least recognise they took too much time about it, and now it's going to set up for a defensive CP2 hold.
Yeah, and it's not really. I personally think they should maybe try running the Concha Conqueror. Because it's pretty good when you're sort of running out of time. You sort of need to make some non-Uber pushes, but it depends on how comfortable your team is with it.
Yeah, PK make the push out. They get a couple of frags on both scouts, sort of prevent any backcaps, but they don't really get a lot else. And now Stark's going to get caught off now. Now Cage is putting a lot of damage onto the point, but he does have a scout on him. He will be saved by Skeege. I'm not sure about that Uber. BKF scattered really nicely here. I think they are going to pick up one scout, but that's going to be it. They need to go straight away. Pretty long spawn times on BK, but they do have that heavy behind the wall, and that's going to put off any aggression from Reason right there.
Yeah, it's,
oh, they're still coming in. Yeah. They're sort of inching their way in. Now Heavy's going to get flanked now by a scout, but he doesn't go down. Shots are not landed. Now Kaidus is still committed to this with Skeed, and Kaidus is just going to walk on the point. What? What?
Classic. Guys, everybody quickly jot that down on a notepad, because that is how you push Sunshine last.
You end up going sort of, you know, 2 versus 4 against a buffed Heavy and a buffed
Jump
Demo.
Into Heavy, survive with Demo med left, walk on point, enemy leaves, win game.
Yep, no problem.
I should have done that in my official yesterday.
Yeah, might have helped. Now we see Kaidus getting pinned back a little bit by Rib down the sort of floral side. And a scout's going to follow, a soldier even going to follow him, but Stark's going to get cleaned up by Captain completely. Rib's going to try and follow up on that aggression, but he gets shut down. Now Captain's all over the medic. He can't find a shotgun in time, but his scouts come to save him. But it's allowed Reason to get all of that point, and it looks like Kaidus wants to go forward already.
I think they've identified, finally, after, what, 6-7 mid-fights, that Stark is the one that's sort of given them a lot of space. So Captain and one scout went and chased him this time and just sort of took him out really, really quickly and focused back forward.
Yeah, they stacked flowers and that really helped him. And wow, Stark's so lucky to get out on 1 AP. 1 AP? HP, I believe it's not. 1
action point.
1 action point left. He had enough health to do 1 action. And that action was to leave. Now we're going to see the soldier coming in for a 4. Subin is not sure what he's doing and gets headshot. Probably deserved that for that attempt at a bomb in.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
That was... when you're running Black Box, you really have to sort of nail every rocket since you only get 3, and he nailed none of those 3, really.
Yeah. Black Box is kind of... yeah, it is really, really difficult to sort of really play with. You kind of... If you're playing Black Box, you have to sort of do it how Gear used to do, which is just sort of sit on the flank, not let anybody through. And he never really was the sort of player that would go in and try and force, especially not with Outbash, which they just sort of really need to do. If you're going to run Black Box, I feel you need to have like a more dedicated scout partner that's going to follow you till the end of the earth, sort of thing. But they don't have that, and Walters has gone sniper, as has
so it's Nookie, yeah.
Nookie. Very creative name, that, Nookie, not, you know...
Not a rip-off. No. I mean, is it better or worse than Starsky? It's a real sort of battle of mediocrity there.
Yeah. So, my favourite player's Cookie. I'm gonna have his name, but change it to an N.
Well, that's
so
happened.
original.
Well, we've been rambling on. Walters has indeed died, and Stark's tried to go for a force, but he has also been shut down. So now Reason wants to move forward. Since Walters is going to spawn on Scout, he should be in the fight by the time we actually take the Uber in. Captain wants to go this left-hand side. He's going to take the Uber in. Pretty conservative pop there from Zebbosai, going to give AMS a lot of health to work with, if not Uber time. And now he's going to chase down Captain. He juggles him up perfectly, but can't find the rocket, and Uber comes to his rescue. Forces him out. Meanwhile, the Souths have pushed him behind. Kaidus and Walters go down, but the soldiers are going to try and force themselves in. But AMS does a pretty good job of shutting him out. And pretty nice hold from BK.
Yeah.
Good work
this last, I think, is sort of like the only one of the issues that I have with it is just that it can be very, very stalematy. You can't really push non-Uber, which unless they've got players down, so it can be a little bit slow at points, as you can see now. But
yeah, Zoob tried to get behind there, ends up actually getting 2 picks on both P and AMS, and that's going to really just put BK off pushing as the spawns come in for Reason and just force them all the way back to last. But they still have Uber advantage right now, BK, so it'll be interesting to see if they want to pressure him. And Kaidus is going from lower. Looks like they will indeed pressure him. No heaviness time from BK, but they are getting their spawners in. And really not a lot of committance? Is that a word?
It is now.
It is now. Not a lot of committance there from
Add
Reason
that to my
on
dictionary.
on that aggression onto Zebbosai's life. And now AMS is going to have another attempt at pushing out. Early Uber onto AMS. He's going to try and chase anyone he can down, really, but instead has gone too far and gets picked off. And this has been a complete fail of a push. AMS really not getting the work in. Zebbosai might not even get out. Nice surf to actually get himself back in. But I feel like he's just preventing the inevitable right now, as Reason have a full Uber. He still doesn't have a lot of health. Scout's still coming in from lower. They'll pick off Happy-Cool, but in comes that full Captain Uber. He's going to finish off 2. Kaidus is coming in now. They have got a couple of spawns. Maybe they can take this. Kaidus really needs help right now. Where's the rest of his team? They're not in this fight, and BK are actually going to be able to hold it. Reason Zoob is going to try and come in now, but it's too little too late. What went wrong?
I felt so like Skeege was by the point, and he was trying to jump up on it, but he kept on getting shot down, and it was so upsetting to watch. It's like he couldn't actually jump up properly. He was just like, I want to get up, I want to cut.
Like watching a small puppy try and get on the sofa, kind of.
But I think it was just sort of the unlucky spawns, I would say, to be honest. It didn't look like BK were actually going to be able to hold it, and I was wondering why they weren't spawning with the heavy, because that would have really, really sort of worked out well. And as they lost Nuki as well before the push to last, it would have really, really shut them down. But they're trying it again.
Yeah, Kaidus ends up kind of getting caught in, going in with Happy-Cool. Not quite sure exactly what they were attempting, but it did not work. And I'm not sure if BK actually want to take this push out. They're being quite slow about it, quite cautious. Stark and Zebbosai taking their time moving out top left. And I think how easy it is to
with how easy it is for them to defend. I mean, it's 8 minutes. You're forcing the other team to sort of try and push into you and make them uncomfortable because they're playing by the clock, you're not. So just put in like a heavy, well actually Stark's gone spy.
Seems unnecessary.
Yeah, it does, but I think with this map, and they've actually got a heavy now, it's really easy to defend even with 5 anyway, so it might be worth, but AMS has died, so this is going to be easier for them.
Stark is nowhere near getting a pick now either as the Uber comes in. Later pop onto that heavy is going to force them out. They can actually clean up the spy as well. AMS is still not alive for 6 seconds. That's for window right now for Reason as they come in at top left. Soldier's going to bomb them, but great damage there, and Rib's going to get 2. They're still trying to fight this foe, and there's no one near point to block it. Soldier's going to jump in, but he hits a wall. The wall, the biggest problem right now, as Kaidus pipes the medic off point. He's got the stick out. He's going to kill one. He can't kill the other, but Zoop's coming in from lower. He gets killed by Stark. Everyone wipes except for Stark, left on 30 health. And that so easily could have gone the other way.
That was absolutely insane by Rib. He completely turned that around, and I think he absolutely saved it, because as soon as they were starting to push back in, he just jumped in, did, like launched down 2 stickies, like did loads of damage to himself, but took 2 players in the process. And if they had stayed alive or he hadn't have done that, they would just gone absolutely crushed.
We've seen this a few times right now, sort of a team recapping CP2 and then having to give it up straight away again. I don't know if that's a problem with the spawns or something. But,
I think it would just be more of a problem with the timing of people dying, because They sort of kill one person, they see a window for them to go in, and then that person just sort of spawns just in time to sort of help defend.
Rib actually did get caught out there. He got caught out in lobby trying to fall back, and this is going to open up for an uber advantage for us. Zebbosai still 40% away. They're just going to stack for point. BK are trying to collapse on it. They've committed to the point, maybe too early to set a scout on it, but they will all get cleaned up. Reason eventually convert one of their last pushes.
Yeah, I really think that Reason should be running the Contra because it would really help with those non-uber pushes, because you gain so much health, you gain movement speed. I mean, they may not have such a luxury of time in about 4 minutes time, so it may be sort of worth actually trying to run it so then they can get these last pushes secured, because it took them 3 attempts that time.
Stark's gone far right again as well, but he's getting focused down. Kaidus is actually going to bomb in. Walters goes down. Kaidus is on the high ground, but he's really struggling to hit pipes on this soldier right now. He's going to swap some stickies, gets him low. Meanwhile, the rest of the Reason team are actually achieving things and have won the middle. And that's going to force BK all the way out, and all of a sudden BK on the back foot, Reason with a bit of head of steam, and the comeback looks like it's more than on.
They're actually doing the last 2 mids now. They've actually shut down Stark completely. This time they actually went from Flowers, where he sort of jumped to the last 2 or 3 rounds, so he just jumped into them. He got taken out pretty quickly, and they just went on from there.
BK want to fight. They pick Kaidus. The captain's going to get a pick right back on P, and the captain's got about half an Uber left to work with. He's missing this soldier though. Just going to swap to a shotgun. Easy hit scout, but he's going to pick them all up. But he isn't trapped in now. But he's still going in. He's doing so much damage. He actually manages to trade for Rib at the sacrifice of an Uber sword to Zebbosai. I think in the long term that's actually going to work out better for BK, since Reason can't capitalise off that demo pick. Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure if they should really push out in this situation. It's a really big catch-22 situation. If they push out, there's too many there's like 4 or 5 different entrances that someone can get into lobby from, so you're leaving out a lot of holes. So maybe if they have a heavy, sit him on last, and then maybe actually try and push out, or they can just play it safe and defend.
I think it would be a mistake to push out. As we say that, AMS looks like he wants to push out.
Hey, you said that, I didn't. I was impartial.
They've taken their time about it, and Ski just so close to Uber, but AMS is going to go anyway. The stickies, they're going to have to pop for the stickies. AMS cannot get enough damage out right now. Ski just going to counter pop. Zebbosai might well be trapped in. Kaidus is trying to cut him off. He's chasing them lower. Rib and loads of people are lower. They can't actually chase anything, but they've got some nice damage. AMS will not make it out. Now Reason might just try non-Uber to last. And it looks like they want to go through that top left-hand side from defender's perspective. The soldier's going to try and bomb in at the right time, but he doesn't quite land it. Stark is going to get taken down by Walters. They need to focus his heavy down now. He will go down. Reason have set themselves up for a great chance to cap this last point. Rib's going to get focused down. Now there's still a scout behind the point, but they're just going to stack the point and finish it off, and they've tied it up.
That was actually a really good push. I didn't think they would honestly, going from the last few pushes that they've done, that was actually very nice. They literally focused down every single player that they need to. Kaidus got a little bit lucky because he ended up on that claw thingamajigger and just spammed down from there and got juggled up there.
Yeah, 3.5 minutes left, all to play for. 4-4 right now, and Stark's going to go aggressive really early. He's going to try and focus down a scout. He's going to jump out and just keep the distraction going. Actually going to get damage on the soldier up top. Nice early work from Stark. As a weak soldier as well, and this might have set BK up to completely punish him here. There's no way Ski just getting out of this. Surely. There we go.
Surely.
There we go. Probably their better. Shelley was probably doing a better job of killing Skeege right there than BK were. But they have given him a 7-second longer spawn. And BK have a chance to take this right back if they can get this Uber push into last right.
This is going to be, I don't know, last pushes on this map, as I said, it's really 50-50, even if you don't have Uber, and they've got a Pyro as well, so it's going to require a lot of focus when the Uber's out, to be honest, because if they're going to get, if they don't make it work with the Uber, it's going to be the part afterwards.
Really early pop, 3 people coming in, the Pyro's doing good reflex work, lots of damage onto Skeege. But they've not actually killed a lot of other stuff. AMS is going to go down. The Heavy is still pumping out damage and getting heals. And they can't get the Heavy down, and they're going to chase people out here. They might get the exit frag on Stark as well. And that's 2 pick. 2 minutes left. Are Reason going to go and try and push it all the way back from their own last, all the way to BK? The stickies are spotted, blown everywhere. They are going to push out, but our scout has got behind. Nuki's threatening to go behind, but he's coming back to help block the point. He's just baited them backwards, and they're actually going to get 2 picks. And now Reason are the ones who have to run away. They might get a scout, but the scout's on 1 HP, sort of gets away with it. And now BK might just go Captain and Happy cooldown. They have 80%. It's
they
a bit
should
risky.
Just try and just make them Uber. I mean, you've got a minute 30, just suicide someone in to try and go for the force, and then just push him by yourself. And
it looks like they want to go for more of a standard Uber v Uber trade. They're looking at that top right-hand side. So you can jump up to try to force him. He's going to get saved by Skiege as well. Skiege keeping as many players alive as possible. He's going to flash for Scout as well. AMS hasn't done a whole lot in this, and kaidus goes up top, but he's going to be counter-jumped. But kaidus read it perfectly and jumps all the way back out to spawn. But BK have a pretty strong position, and now both Scouts coming in at the same time. We're going to start stacking the point. He will go down. Another soldier onto the point. Rib's trying to spam in still, but he doesn't seem to have a lot of ammo loaded. There's a scout on kaidus as well behind. Zoob's going to clean him up. There's now a medic on kaidus. Zebbosai's going for the swords.
Oh my god, it's ulti duo.
Clean up the medic. Rib's reloaded and cleaned up everyone. 40 seconds left. Rib just stood at the sidelines, just reloading stickies, just waiting for the perfect opportunity.
Knutsson would have never have done that because he would have dropped going in.
No, Knutsson would have made it that far. Wow. BK
Holy
regained
shit.
it. Like it looked like Reason had it, you know, like they did. They made such a sort of unimpactful Uber. Now kaidus is going to go super aggressive. They've only got 20 seconds. They are out of time, and that will be all 3 points from this first map to BK. I really wasn't expecting that last push to work.
That was, I mean, my prediction, was a little bit off. I mean, if it wasn't for the 5 rounds on BK and the 4 rounds on Reason, my prediction would have been right, but...
Yeah, you were only wrong by a total of 6 rounds. It's not bad.
Wrong team as well.
Yeah. I'm going to look at the logs. If I can... Here we go. kaidus top of the damage. Quite a lot of deaths though, 19 deaths compared to Rib. But not a lot in it really stat-wise. No one really standing out. All very even sort of KDs. Maybe Herpy, 27 for 14. Pretty good, but mainly just sort of clean up frags rather than, you know, big game-changing ones.
Yeah, it was... I would say it's actually like a really good game. That was actually pretty intense, despite what my tone of voice may suggest otherwise. But I'll have you know, I sound like this even on my birthday. But yeah, Herpy actually did quite a bit of work. He's got 16 caps as well, 18 assists, so he's just sort of really making his presence known.
16 caps, Jesus,
I know,
that's big.
He's just,
that's big.
I know, it's quite difficult standing points. I can tell you that now.
Not consistently as well.
Yeah, just
like,
literally standing on it and then letting go of your keyboard.
Well, you talk about that, but then you think about Skiege not being able to get on that point.
Oh yeah,
and then it, you know, it kind of puts it in perspective.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, it was a really, really good game. Stark was like really strong on mid fights for most of the time for BK. I mean, it got to the point where Reason had to sacrifice 2 to try and chase him down.
Yeah, they had to change their whole mid to focus around that.
That was actually pretty good. It's a bit weird how BK and both teams sort of mess up almost every single last push throughout, like, the entire game.
Is it the map,
the last
or is
2 ones, they
them?
both... I think it's a mixture. I think it's them because of, you know, not really having as much experience on it. But I think there were quite a few last pushes where I think it was it Reason that pushed into last? They had an Uber advantage. I can't remember. No, wait, it was BK, sorry. Before they capped it, they sort of went in, they had a full Uber advantage, but they just didn't focus anybody. They just sort of split around so much, and kaidus did a lot of work on that last point where he jumped up onto that weird crane.
I know what you mean. Thing. Yeah.
Do you know what is their official name for it?
I'm gonna have to throw this one out to chat. Does anyone have either an official name for that sort of sticky outbit on last that soldiers like to sit on and kaidus kept jumping in between?
Yeah.
Or does anyone want to volunteer?
Anyway, that sticky outy thing that looks like a claw but could possibly double up as a crane. But I think it's more of a support thing because there's a rocket on the point, is there? I can't remember. I haven't really had a chance to take in the theme of the map. But he just kept on. Well, he just jumped up there, baited one soldier, and just jumped straight down. And it's doing really, really well on distracting attention for when they push in. Because if you're pushing in and you see a Demo Man fly to your left and he singled himself out, put himself like in a position where he can't be defended, you're naturally going to go for him. And it would have been, and many people would have done it. It would have been the right call to make. But he just jumped away, just grabbed some useless attention, went back into spawn to get health again, and it just came out and started left clicking and right clicking and sort of really saved some of those last pushes.
Yeah, AMS went straight for it, and it meant even though he had the full 300 health sort of after Ruba, he wasted most of it chasing after Demo Man that he was never going to get. And
we have some names for that thing. Some people are saying crane, claw, the kraken, nipple, noodle, meme, dimple, penis, walrus.
I quite like walrus.
Toucan, shit dick, stick with a hole.
Kaidus. Kaidus is maybe a good name for it.
Yeah. I kind of like shit dick. It's got a nice ring to it, and it rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. Shit dick rolls off your tongue.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's actually quite strange. I'm gonna go with claw.
Claw seems, yeah, the consensus, the majority.
It's got a claw-like look to it, so I'm gonna just go on that.
We might, in fact, be heading to a server change. Oh, Stark just confirms it. We're changing servers.
Oh, did somebody have 5 ping higher than normal?
Possibly.
Gotta make sure.
Our chat was pointing out as well just how much damage Zebbosai pumped out despite being on, the support class. 900 damage, 5 kills, 4 of them Ubersaws.
That's a whopping 31 damage a minute. That's pretty
520 damage
as well.
in Ubersaws. Like, how many, I can't do the math, but that works out like quite a lot of slices, Like, that's...
I mean, to be honest, he
actually... Well.
He did pretty well. I remember, what was it? I've got a feeling it was last year where he was playing medic a lot in pickup 2 because he was going to switch to med for... Actually, I really can't remember. I'm pretty sure it might have been at the start of the year with BK. I know he did spam medic for quite a while trying to practice it, and it was really bad and he was terrible. But he's actually been quite impressive considering the obvious. Didn't drop. That's always a bonus. I mean, he has that over Knutsson.
Yeah, he got caught out a couple of times, and there was maybe a few last holds where maybe he could have... He was maybe on 7, to just stay in the thick of it and keep pumping the heals into his team.
Yeah.
Which isn't the worst decision.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think that, that kaidus Uber out?
Yeah. I mean, it's he did really, really well, especially with 5 kills as well. He didn't die that many times. I mean, the positioning thing will sort of come in time, but I don't know if it's...
It'll be interesting on Viaduct, because Viaduct is sort of like a big tester of medics, really. You have to play it quite differently, and it really sort of tests your dodging, your positioning, knowing when to, give up on your team and get back, save yourself.
I think maybe the only sort of thing I could see... problem with Zebra medic is probably discipline. I mean, he's got 5 kills, but there'll be, as he said, there'll be many occasions where he'll probably try and go for frags instead of actually healing his teams, which is something that happens anyway. Speaking as an incredibly shit medic myself, I know how it feels.
If they're changing server, we will obviously need the relay information.
Don't they just copy the relay information over or something? I don't know.
We are currently offline. All the players are obviously offline, so their stuff doesn't get.
Oh, I see.
Do you see the potential issue? This is
so they don't get deduced.
Deduced.
Yeah.
They don't want anyone to be able to deduce their stats going into this game. Stats.
It'd be
strats.
Quite interesting what happens on Viaduct because what was it? BK have Nookie to snipe, and he's pretty decent.
Would you use him though? Because obviously, their strategies that they've been playing with since however long they practice Viaduct are all going to be based around a less sniper-centered game.
Well, Zebo did he play Scout before? Because I don't know. Last time I played them, Zebo was on Soldier, so I'm going to guess he was on Scout, and he likes playing Sniper on Viaduct. So it'd be interesting. I think quite a few teams are running perma sniper, 2 scouts, 1 soldier. which is a very, very good setup. Obviously made famous by the infamous Immunity team. Rest in peace, Sheep. And them, not Termo because he's a dick. But yeah, they ran. It was Yuki who went Soldier instead, and that worked really well. And quite a few teams have sort of adopted that this season, especially my team. But we lost. But so
yeah.
Shit.
I'm not sure how much Sniper we'll see. Maybe Walters fancies it, but I don't think kaidus and the rest of Reason particularly like playing with the Sniper. I guess the more static game.
I think it's kind of needed in this game though, because it drags to sort of take out the Sniper. You really have to overcommit a Soldier or a Scout to try and kill him. It sort of requires a lot of aggression for the team that doesn't have one, because they can't just sort of sit there and hide away from the Sniper. And not only that, but if the Sniper's on his day, like having a really, really good time, like hitting everything, then, you know, why not? I would. I mean, it's sometimes I would say maybe they would run it at the start and then see how it goes.
Yeah. Can you get into that STV, because we are having trouble with a relay? So it's pretty integral
into my console. Yes,
yep.
I am in, I believe.
Nice, we're all in. So we can't get a relay up, so that will limit spots, obviously. But we're in, so we can see the game. So that's nice for us, and nice by you.
Wait, is this in the live server?
We're not in the server. We're on like the original STV, you know.
Oh, okay, not the relays. So people can't watch it on Source TV. So they're gonna have to put up with my beautiful voice, resting them to sleep.
They could always, you know, like mute us, and you could put on one of the other streams. You can listen to Hildriff and Turbo Tabs on Team Fortress 3 if you want. Yeah, but you'll obviously be the same, but you know, most of the stuff in TF2 is pretty much the same anyway. Yeah. Someone's jumped, a scout's done something.
They've captured the point.
Yep. Yes. So as long as it's the same map, even then it's only, you know, preferable.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to this map after the first game. I think kaidus will run whatever that stupid gun is called, the one that sort of makes those bong noise.
The loose cannon.
That's the one.
The double donks. I imagine kaidus will. Like it's
really good on this map.
Platinum, I guess, was one of the first ever men to use it. Really.
Yeah, but I shouted him at loud, so who cares?
I
don't want to brag.
Oh, I should have realised I just setting it up for you to start talking about it.
Once upon a time,
but
relevant to the scene. And then Valve nerfed my favourite class. And ever since then, the little war has run away.
To Jewland.
To cry in his Jewish team. Losing games. But,
coming back to the weapon, yeah, it's just the way the middle point works, and a lot of the sort of, I guess, just the layout of the map for terrain just suits it, really.
Yeah.
It makes spamming really effective. Obviously, if you want to hold defensive,
they're put into like two channels as well around the nipple. So because of those small channels, the splash damage is worth quite a lot as well. So it really does sort of make everything a lot more useful on this map. I want to know if anybody else is sort of going to be running anything quirky like a Kokonchakadalakada or two.
kaidus talked about it a bit the other day on Fully Charged, and how Rib sometimes quite often uses the loose cannon as well. He tends to do it more in defense, but it'll be interesting to see if he makes the switch up as well. I believe they have gone live real time. So are you sticking with your prediction, 3-0 BK?
No, it's going to be... I don't know, 3-2 BK. I can't say, it depends. When they start and I know what the class setup is, then I'll make my prediction.
Yeah? Oh, you're going to seeing if anyone moves to Sniper. And we're going live. So we will see very shortly. Is yours broken?
Pause.
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 Crash. Pause.
Poor crash.
Pause.
Pause.
I don't think
have we literally paused?
I'm
not disconnecting though.
Yeah, neither am I. And if it was 90 seconds, is it 90 seconds behind?
90 seconds. So we would have paused 90 seconds in, which maybe would have
allowed for a
might
have been a pause because they would have had a mid-fight and maybe someone dropped, and then they were like, okay, we're going to need to pause now. We can't unless someone failed the rollout on this map. I'm not playing, so that's not possible. Numlocked
is actually playing a different game right now on Team Fortress TV2. against lethal weapon. So if you want to see
maps,
yeah, every map tonight is via and we are unpaused.
Okay.
So there we go. This is not. Is this live? This is not live, is it?
No,
that was a pre-game pause our side.
I was gonna say like Rib is just sort of jumping around, launching pipes everywhere and at himself. So if it was live, the quality of tier 2 is certainly dropped.
Yeah, in the past 3 minutes, it's really gone downhill.
Yeah. This fatigue is definitely setting in.
The server change. Rib's now sort of, an old man of TF2, so we can't quite keep it up for 4 maps a night. Here we go. This looks
no
a bit more
snipers.
Promising.
They pussied out. Okay, I don't know. 3-2 to BK. Still.
Still 3-2 to BK. I'm going to be on the BK wagon as well, but I'm reckoning a 3-1. Off we go to middle. Nothing. Zuba's running the black box. That's about the extent we have, really. Both teams sort of trading. Stark's going to try and get forward really quickly. And now Rib and kaidus are sort of trade position on point, but kaidus is going to get the better of that. Now AMS is going to try and go forward, though, but this is going to be punished pretty heavily. BK doing a lot of good work to get aggressive, though, even though P wasn't really in the fight there for much of that. And they're actually going to force Reason all the way out and pick Walters.
That is quite surprising because Captain ended up going a lot deeper into BK. And he dragged 2 players behind, so there was a lot of position that could have been taken there, but I guess they just didn't really act on it enough, whereas BK did a lot better going and following Stark.
Nookie on sniper.
Oh, he's doing it. I'm going to watch the Nookie cam.
There we go. Reason are trying to move back in with their Uber right now, but there are stickers on the point, and they're really sort of just trying to walk in. kaidus is actually going to just pop through. kaidus is going to try and focus down with demo. Doesn't hit the damage though, but does get the pop out eventually. So many stickies still around the point. They are going to be forced away. And now it looks like they want to try and regain position. AMS and Stark get a frag apiece, and Stark is actually running Scout, so they are using that immunity strat with the 2 scouts and the sniper. There are players behind, but they're going to get cleaned up. Haffy lone figure behind, going to get focused down by both scouts. And BK are going to hold onto the point pretty comfortably, really.
I'm still watching Nookie, waiting for what should be a shot connecting, but he has done nothing so far.
Yeah, luckily everyone else is cleaning it up. Stark, obviously, a very competent scout. He's former main. Maybe even better at scout than soldier.
Maybe his main tomorrow, who knows?
Yeah, we'll see what the random class generator comes up with for him. And now we're going to see 1 scout's gone behind, and Reason going to try and move in off of this. They've got loads of cap time for basically nothing. It looks like BK are waiting for Uber. They're going to lose Stark. Well, now there's a soldier behind. He's going to try and force the medic. Nice shot there.
Oh,
AMS and Nookie connecting. And they drop both soldiers in quick succession. Now we're going to Uber on to Skeej and kaidus. And Nookie's going to kill Walters as well. And this means kaidus is trying to do all this work by himself. Skeej is about to run out of Uber. And I think AMS is going to want to chase. It doesn't matter. Nookie's fully charged body shot Skeej. And now Reason might just have to go for a suicide wave to try and salvage something out of that.
That was quite disgusting. He actually did stuff. And if you give me a moment, I'm going to have to make a quick phone call to Gaben, because that guy clearly needs to be VAC banned if he just gives me a moment.
I thought you were going to email him or call him to complain about Sniper. There we go. I will just wait for this. Picking up?
No, he's going to answer the phone.
Oh, damn, that's a shame. Anyway, meanwhile in the game, Reason are trying to move back in, spam their way in. BK still have Uber advantage, but again, Reason just want to steal that cap time, but Haffy is going to do a pretty sweet catch of that pipe, and kaidus is going to follow him in catching pipes, and that's just going to stop for point presence. Rib getting some really easy damage and point denial there.
This is it now. This is the game. Sniper versus sniper. Whoever hits the most heads win. So it's going to be a lot of pressure on both of them. If you've gone sniper and you're not hitting anything, you're pretty much a class down. So you really have to sort of come up with the goods now.
Talk about pressure. Zub's actually going to go onto him and kill him. And AMS tries to take the single Uber in at the same time. But kaidus got more offense and he's going to try and chase down people. He's got Zebbosai in the air. He misses the air pipe. Zebbosai's going to sneak away. And the flank here, P and Stark have absolutely devastated Reason. And now they're coming in behind. Soldier onto Skeej. He will go down. They're going to try and clean it up, but it's only Walters remaining on 30 HP. He's going to need to hit a big headshot to save himself from this. And he has hit nothing. Going to get cleaned up by her.
Not even a body shot.
BK going to gain the point back now. Only 16 seconds they have to hold it for. Reason really just have to go all in at this point.
It'd be interesting to see. No, he's gone back to scout, but it'd be quite interesting to see if he goes sniper at the start next round, because I think it might be needed from him, to be honest.
Yeah, they need to touch for point now, Reason. Sicky's going to be dead and kill Happy Cool pretty quickly, but Rib is going to get taken down, and Reason might be able to regain it here, but it's a 4v4. Nookie is going to clean up people, AMS is going to clean up lot. He's got good damage as well. The Scout should be able to clean up everything here. Stark is dancing around with soldiers. Body shots coming in constantly as well, and they will recap this and take the first round. Pretty comfortable round from BK.
Sorry, somebody is cyberbullying me on Twitch chat.
Oh,
so
okay.
I have to moderate him.
Yep, alright, yep.
Walters has got the controversial 1 point. Working out.
Big soldier bombs from both sides. Stark's got behind, he's going to get picked off. Meanwhile, a bit more of a distraction coming out from Zoob. Cage is going to try and follow up on that going across the point, but he takes a load of damage. But they have forced him out. Zebbosai's down to 20 HP. He's going to try and get the health back. He will get the health back before the pistol shots land. Now it's just Zebbosai and Nookie. They are going to have to fall back.
They actually had... There was actually a lot more clinical on picking up players. They were actually sort of focusing the same people. It'll be no Nookie staying scout. Hafikul has gone spy.
Alright then.
I know he was just seeing if they're running crits for some reason, despite the medic not dying.
And yeah, a scout fighting for a while. And now it looks like it's going to be the standard solo Uber from BK coming in. AMS taken in. Kaidus is going to dance around on points. Kill trying to pump out damage, but as BK have done a pretty good job of scattering, there's going to be no one for them. And here comes Stark bombing in just slightly too early now. The Uber was still on, doesn't get a lot of damage out, and now they're going to try and fight across the point, but Walters goes down. Weak players across for Reason line up here. Ski just going to have to stuff out. Kaidus is alone on the point now. He's going to get focused down. The Soldiers are going to try and come back in, but just unsynced play there from Reason. Two of their players were weak while Kaidus was going in.
Yeah,
and then by the time they got there,
it was quite unfortunate. I bet Kaidus is getting quite salty at the moment, because he actually, credit to him, he did quite a bit of damage onto them, but obviously when the rest of your team is rip, you know, you can't really do that much.
Talish was saying Happy was actually checking if Nookie was sniper. Interesting use of spy there, and he is now on sniper indeed, and they will know about it because he's hit a couple of shots, and there's so much damage being caught here by the Reason people. BK just doing an excellent job to shut down, and Kaidus is just going to go flying and force them there out of nowhere. Kaidus turns that push around and forces them. Ski just long gone. Rib tries to chase, but they can't get anything, and are BK going to turn us into a forward hold? I think they are. Rib is sticking up that right hand side.
Looks like it. No, they've got
just
Nicky sniping now, so I'm going to call it now. He's going to drop someone.
Drop someone. Looks like Reason is just sort of making sure they go through the right door, trying to avoid that sniper. And they are going to get in, and Kaidus will be the one to go down, and that's going to really hurt their push. River's still just standing there, spamming it out. It's going to be a pretty solo Uber from Captain right now, but he's not got a whole lot done with it. He's going to go deep to the medic. Zebbosai surfing away. He's going to surf another rocket away. Good work from Zebbosai. Another soldier coming in though. He misses the first rocket, but Zoom connects the second one. He will go down. Walters has gone in as well. He's got a buff, and he's just going to try and fight everyone right now. He's doing not a lot. He gets Rib weak, won't finish him off. But Reason have capped a point in the meantime. But now BK are just going to try and go off their spawn advantage. But their scout has gone way too early, down to 4 HP now, Herbie. And he's just going to have to fall back and meet up with his medic. And Nookie is obviously exploiting, standing on the very last pixel of that ledge to get the sniper angle.
Snipering as well.
Oh, so again, Walters is as well.
Yeah.
BK moving into the point.
No headshots.
Oh wow. Ski's just caught completely napping as AMS gets all over him, gets the pretty medic pick. Cade is going to try and jump in and reply, gets damage onto the sniper, but not a lot. Soldiers going in, 2 rockets onto Zebbosai, but he won't go down, 20 HP. Walters is still alive on sniper, but he's just going to have to fall back. And Ree's going to get this point back pretty quickly, but still very even in terms of time.
Walters missed 2 shots on Nookie whilst he was standing still. Now I'm not, well, I don't want to brag, but I am one of the top rated snipers in the 24/7 Harvest Lotus Clan server. Even I would have hit that.
Yeah, and there we go. Walters shutting war up for a brief second as he headshots a scout. Kaidus is going to get more points, still trying to spam him back They don't have Uber here, Reason, but they are going to force Zebbosai in a pretty bad position. As long as Skeege gets out of this one, it'll be fine, but it looks like Rib's going to jump. He's chasing it down low, he's going to get one sticky on him. Skeege surfs it into the wall, Rib's going to finish it off. Stark's going to come in as well, going to clean up 2 players. Hafical and Walters go down. Zoob's going to try and chase him out, but to no avail. Now kaidus is walking in. kaidus seems to be playing much of this game by himself, not a whole lot of support from his team, Reason, really. And Captain's going to get a headshot coming in. Zoob's going to get focused down and picked off now. And Reason just don't quite have the same chemistry as BK do on this map.
To be honest, they're just not really, they're just not getting, like, making the plays. Like, Viaduct is literally one big mid-fight for the majority of the map. And mid-fights are normally determined by maybe, like, people going massive or, you know, having a lot of team coordination and picking off people when they're weak together. And at the moment, Reason just don't have that. They haven't got anybody making the huge plays. Nobody's sort of getting the sick picks, and they're also not playing as a team.
We're trying to move forward together now, and there is a soldier behind. kaidus is going to jump as well. He's going to kill 2. Sniper and medic down. Nice work from kaidus, but has it cost Reason too much? And I believe it has. Just Hafical left now, and they are going to clean him up. Going to deny it. Walters may be able to run onto the point in time, but I really don't see Reason getting back into this, and that should be 2-0.
I don't know, but it's going to be really difficult for Reason now. I mean, having said that, they were, what, 4-1 down on Sunshine? So there's still, you know, time for them to sort of come up with something, but they really need to either start playing like a team, or somebody's going to have to pull some fucking magic out of their arse. But
right now, all the BK players are out-fragging all the Reason players.
Yeah.
Stark's gone behind really early right now. Rib's going to move across the point off now. Rib has done so much damage. Nice work from Rib. Soldier's going to come behind. Zebbosai's going to surf it out. Soldier's going to chase him still. 2 HP on Zebbosai. Surely he will crater. He will crater even though he lands on the box. Saving grace from Zoob right there. So Reason should be able to push in pretty quickly once this cap is finished.
Unfortunately, they did the exact opposite of what I said they should really do, but
here come Reason. Barely any time off the point there, and they might even catch Rib out right now. They should do. Walters will pistol him down. And they're going to kill Stark as well. And kaidus is going aggressive all the way onto Zebbosai. He's going to kill Zebbosai. Nice work from kaidus. They're going to keep moving forward. Absolutely crushing them here. Just Nookie left alive on Sniper, but he's going to be forced out to spawn. Nice aggression from Reason there. kaidus seems just made it his mission to take out Zebbosai in this game.
Yeah, he's if I'm honest, he's probably the only person that's actually keeping Reason in this game. I mean, he's the only one that's sort of been able to make the mover, kill medics, etc, etc. Now
they're trying to hold forward against them. They do a lot of damage right now, and they're going to get 2 picks out of it. Another soldier coming in all over Zebbosai. Zoom needs to hit this rocket. 1 HP Zebbosai was on. He just about gets away with it. Now both scouts are going to come on. They're actually going to force for Uber. This could be fatal. Actually, kaidus is going to jump in. He needs to land a puck. But Roller's underneath Zebbosai. It'll do enough. Now Reason are still trying to hold it, but the longer this fight goes on, the more spawns BK are going to get. And now Skeege is going to get picked off. Nookie and AMS combining. And just great aggression there from BK to counter it and get the Skeege pick as well. And BK should be able to pick up this, I say middle, the only point on Viaduct.
Yeah, to be honest, they're, like, Zebbo sort of, it worked out in the end, but he like overextended so much going for main. Yeah, he could have just not gone in, let his team suicide to try and force the medic and just sort of build crits. We're running crits as well.
Oh yeah, here comes Reason back into the point. They will get an advantage, but they have the point. And Rib's going to go aggressive, trying to get onto Skeege. Skeege down 50. The pipe coming out. He only gets 1 chance at it, Rib, and he misses it. But BK have prevented, got all over that point again and prevented Reason coming forward. But here comes kaidus. He's by himself. He's got to hit the pipe on this scout, and it's just too many BK players, and they're going to clean him up. Nookie's going to key him, and Zoob looks like he wants to come in, but he's not really got a lot of support. Just spamming there, farming that health back with the black box, and BK hold on to the point.
I think I'm gonna say it, they need to run the Kajonkador, the horn thingamajigger. That will certainly turn the game around for them, but I mean, actually, this round isn't looking that bad for them. But
wow, Skeege catches the pipe going in as well, so no heals for Reason for a bit in this pipe, but they're still trying to work their way in. But BK just,
I don't know what they're doing.
Look how much damage they took.
Yeah, they're not achieving anything. They either need to just go and try and get Skeege to force. I mean, sorry, Zebbo to force. But at the moment, they're just Skeege is really far forward. Someone could just jump him, he dies, and have to start from square one again.
Yeah, BK are holding really passive, but their spam's just forcing reason, slowing them down so much. But now they finally come in, but there's a scout behind. Nookie's going to kill Skeege, Captain's going to go down behind as well. Zoob's trying to get something done, but he's one person jumping the entire BK team here. BK are just playing so much better as a unit, so much more compact. And it's just paying dividends right now.
Breaking news, I was right.
Yeah, you're gonna get this one right.
I said that he like Skeege would die when he was out there, and he just got picked off by a scout. There was no reason for him to be that far forward. They need to make a decision, try and go for the force, or just sit in their spawn and wait for Uber then push out. But they were doing neither.
Looks like Captain's gonna go behind now, while Duke tries to go into them. Zebbosai's gonna just one rocket. He's gonna dodge another on 80 health. Holds on to the Uber. The suicide does not get Zebbosai to force or to drop or to anything, and they don't even get enough frags to really go straight away again. Only Stark went down. And now we're going to see Reason try and move in again, but they're still only on 70%. So it will take them a little bit of time to get in this Uber, and Stark should be back in the fight by the time they have it. 30 seconds on the clock, as the announcer has informed me. And now Reason are going to try and go. It's going to be an Uber exchange. AMS just sort of hanging back, just keep spamming it down, and they're going to lose one. They're going to lose two here, Reason, before the Uber trade even comes in. This Uber trade's over before it's even really started right now. They're going to try and fight anyway just because they have to, but they really need someone to go absolutely huge right now. And BK are just focusing them down. Captain's going to get caught away, Skeege is going to get caught by kaidus has surfed in. He's going to go for the air pipes, but Rib's going to be healed up by Zebbosai. They're all stacking it, and surely this is it. Surely this is for 3-0. Zoob's going to go down. They're going to hold on to the point. 3-0 for BK. Absolutely, just almost a breeze of a map right there for BK.
Did I say BK would get 3-0
at the
start? Okay. But then I changed my prediction to 3-2. So I got both of them wrong. Oh shit.
You should just stop. Let me just PM some people the...
Well, that explains why I lost all my skins on Counter-Strike, because I'm just shit at guessing scores. But yeah, I mean, it was just it was pretty much... I mean, it was a lot better from Reason on Sunshine, obviously, but this map, it just seemed to be completely out of sync. Mortars wasn't really hitting his shots when he was sniping. I mean, we saw it in the last few pushes. The time was pretty much even, but for some reason, Reason weren't going in to try and make Zebo force, nor were they sort of trying to cap the point. And then they started to move on the point slowly. They then opened up a lot of holes in their line. Someone got behind them and actually just killed Skeege, and then as soon as that happened, that was it. They just had to start from the same thing again, and it's over. Like, it's I don't know why or who made the decision or who it was that's main calling, but it's, you know, like these sort of second guessing yourself and your choices is a bit. Well, that's what cost them. I mean, if they had actually...
Spam was just too good. Like, they were trying to walk in slowly and the spam just wore them down so much.
I mean, even so, I mean, they have to do something because they're at an Uber. I think they had 50% when they were walking onto the point. They have full Uber. At any moment, two things are going to happen. Skeege is going to get killed by someone bombing him, or two, they're going to just pop on top of Reason and just kill them all anyway. And you know, they just should have just sent people to go in, play safe. You have plenty of time. I mean, it was a minute 50 to a minute 39, so it's not like they were like massively pressured, but they just sort of seemed to rush themselves a lot more than what they needed to. And yeah, rip.
And I believe we're joined by some of the BK players. The Reason players are coming shortly. I think they're having a bit of a debrief. Zebbosai and Pia here. Hello.
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 Hello. Was that your first official medic, Zebbosai?
No, I played one in season 13 with the Broder versus Infused, and then we folded right after that.
Oh, so is the same going to happen? Is this it for BK now then? After
we lost that game, so
we can't tolerate this result really.
So that went well, really, sort of overall. I guess Sunshine was a lot closer, but on Viaduct it seemed like an absolute breeze.
It felt good. Got a bit scary on Sunshine, but Viaduct was just amazing feeling.
Yeah, I think kaidus, like historically, kaidus teams have always struggled a bit on Viaducts. Even though I think kaidus played really well, despite.
Do you think you would have
everything.
played worse if you had Jukebox playing, considering he wouldn't be warmed up?
Well, if we would use Jukebox, we had an agreement that he was not allowed to snipe at all. And considering Nuki was a pretty good sniper on Viaduct.
Why would you do such a thing?
Well, I don't know. They
tried appeasing them.
They didn't even agree to that. So.
Oh, so yeah, that was a term. So he actually said, "Look, if you let us have Jukebox, he won't."
Yeah,
snipe.
but what I was gonna say was, like, I think Nuki was probably better in the end since his sniper was so good on Viaduct.
Well, yeah, it
he really melded together with the team too.
Wouldn't let him though, because Jukebox won't be warmed up. Nuki's been doing really, really well on Sniper and Scout. He's sort of really come into his own, so it seemed a bit strange and stupid that they didn't allow Jukebox. But anyway, he did well. He certainly got many
21
kills
to
and frags.
5 on Viaduct. Yeah.
So what was your? I mean, were you expecting Viaduct to be this easy, or were you sort of expecting a closer fight after Sunshine became such a close map as well?
We didn't expect Viaduct to be easy, but we thought that was the map we were gonna win. Sunshine we didn't really expect to win, but we're comfortable with Viaduct.
Didn't expect to win mids on Sunshine even.
Yeah, Stark did a lot of work early on the Sunshine mids. We're joined by kaidus now as well.
Hey!
Hey. Talk me through, just to get it out of the way, since I guess chat will want to know about the Jukebox thing.
Okay. It's Jukebox. Like, why is that even a question mark? Like, when you're like playing a team and their worst player drops out of the team and you're asked, can Jukebox merc for Knutsson? If you want Jukebox's comeback, you are welcome to say yes. But I wasn't going to do it though.
But is that really too much different? Like, because Nuki's obviously on, good form
Nuki
at the moment.
did good, but he wasn't like I heard you talking about his stats as I joined. His stats are like the fact that like anyone that can aim on sniper could have, like, the way we played, the garbage we played there. Like anyone that can snipe a bit could pull up those stats when we're doing this shit. Like 5 deaths. Sniper doesn't have 5 deaths because he's incredible at sniping. A sniper has 5 deaths because we're bullshit at getting onto him.
Yeah, I think you killed him a couple of times. Maybe Zoob got him once, but
yeah, I mean, like, it's like you say, like, maybe Jukebox would be rusty, but I don't know that. Like, maybe he'll be incredible. It's just like a really big, Nuki. At least we knew what we were getting, and I feel like they're actually wanting to bring Nuki into their roster, and that was kind of what it was about for me. It was like I said to them, like, I think they probably will take Nuki, and I was like, if I don't want to deny them a player because the rosters are locked,
Yeah.
Because rosters are locked for another reason. If this is the guy they're trying to take into their team, then fine, like, he should be allowed. And I hope everyone else will allow him, like, in playoffs and stuff. Because the rosters are only locked because, people can join other teams when their matches finish. They're not locked to stop people adding new players, to play in their team at the end of a season if something bad happens. So, yeah, there's no reason not to allow Nuki, I think. It would just be, like, cheap, But I don't think, I didn't get the impression anyway they wanted Jukebox to join their team. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know.
How much of that is, in terms of, like, Zebo, in terms of Nuki potentially joining, how much of that is accurate, or, like, is it a trial, or...?
We are definitely trialing. We were trialing him and Thorex, and we decided to play with Nuki today. And, like, he did well, so his chances are good of joining, I guess.
I just want to say that I'm available.
Yeah, but we want someone good, War.
Well, why did they have you then?
Oh,
and Knutsson. Well, up until like a few days ago. You can't say that. I was going to join. It was going to be a fun team. I'm sorry I wanted to win at that time. And I didn't want to be dropped by Knutsson several times in the evening. Maybe I do regret it.
Let's bring it back to Sunshine, if everyone can cast their minds back. kaidus, you had a lot of problems pushing last, sort of once BK just sort of settled down. Is that, like, something you normally struggle with, or is it just for map, or...?
I didn't feel like we had too much trouble pushing last, really. I mean, it's never that easy pushing last against, an organized team. Especially when the map's kind of new, you don't have, like, these nuances with it on, like, the rotations and stuff. It felt like we did, like, our last pushes were okay, I think. Like, we had some that we definitely should have won, but then we just, like, beefed them a bit. I don't think they were, like, car crash pushes, though, mostly. A couple, like, 1 or 2 we really should have taken, but... I think mids were the problem in the game as a whole. Like if I'm looking at that demo, trying to fix our mistakes, I'm looking at mids.
Yeah, Stark got a lot done, especially early on Sunshine. Like, I know
the first
you
few
stacked
rounds,
captain and that.
He definitely took a poop on some of your players, but it seemed to sort of settle out towards the final few middles where he started to actually sort of turn it around and counter what he was doing and deal with him quickly and then focus on the rest. But some of the last pushes from both sides I thought were a bit... It seemed like there were quite a few occasions where one team had an uber advantage, the other team didn't have it at all, and those sort of pushes ended up failing maybe 2 or 3 times from both of the sides in total. But I think it was the second to last push attempt. It
is a very hard
BK
push to make, though.
Do you think it needs to
like
change?
on Sunshine, it is very, very hard.
Like, do you think there's like a flaw in the map there, or is it just? I guess what kaidus was saying about it just being new and teams don't have the same like routine.
Like the only flaw in the map maybe is the heavy spot, but I think the developer already said that would get patched out the next version. But even then, like, I don't know, I don't think the last wishes were like that bad. Like some of their Ubers failed, but it was like we had a pyro and loose cannon spamming them back. And that can happen on any map, like you see pushes like go to pot like that on like a lot of maps. I don't really know what happened.
Badlands or something, yeah.
I'm not really 100% sure what happened with our advantage pushes, because I don't go in with the Uber. I come in like, at the end, or like I come in behind the Uber. So like what was going wrong with the advantage pushes kind of happened off my screen a lot of the time, I think. So I can't really comment on that. I don't think I didn't see too much. Like I'm not like pointing the finger at anyone, but it's kind of, I didn't have a great vision on the last pushes that went wrong.
I think there was time one of your scouts missed a standing still heavy when you shouldn't have.
I think we dropped someone. I think we dropped someone going in once, and that's kind of like a GG. If you're trying to Uber 2 guys in and one goes down, it's kind of like a fail push already, because it's so easy just to like spread and dodge one guy on an Uber. So I think that was one, but I don't remember them really. It was like the game was decided by the fact we didn't win a mid until like the 5th round. But like once we fixed the mids, I think we only dropped like 1 round after we fixed our mids. But that was like the deciding round.
Let me see if I can get the stats somewhere.
They won 3 and we won 6.
Yeah, you didn't drop. Yeah, once it went 4-1 to BK, you didn't drop a mid until the last
mid, yeah.
Yeah, so once you got that on, yeah. Talk about Viaduct then. I guess obviously pretty comfortable for BK.
Oh,
Is that map a problem for you, or was it just tonight was just a train wreck?
We played a really good game. We did our best. We gave him a real good show on that one, I think. I don't even know, man. This was one of those games. I can't even begin to list the mistakes in our play. I mean, we played so great on Viaduct in the warm-up. Like, obviously, of the maps we expected to lose, or considered that we might lose, Viaduct was, above Sunshine. But where did it go wrong? Oh, holy shit, dude, I don't even know. It was such like a blur.
There was quite a lot of times, like Zebbosai, like BK would be set up, Nookie on sniper, they got Uber advantage, they're all set up in positions they want to be in, Sticky's on my point, etc. And you guys tried to walk in slowly, and then just as a team, like no one died, but everyone took at least like 100 damage worth of spam. So then you all just kind of idled there because you're on half health, waiting for someone else to go in. Because you've taken you think you've taken the most spam, but in reality, everyone on the team has shared the spam, and you just kind of
went behind and killed Skeege.
If I had to summarize the problems, I'd say like 3 main problems. 1, Skeege died a lot when he shouldn't. Not like Skeege dying because it's his fault, but like we shouldn't have let him die / he shouldn't have died, which meant we always had to kind of attempt these harder pushes, like where you have to go, force them, kite it, and then get your own Uber in the middle of all that. So that meant we had to do a lot of those kind of pushes. All the pushes like that we did do. For me, like we were talking at the end, like the main problem with those was like we didn't do shit to their cliff. Like always like stacking players on their cliff. They had one soldier on the high rock who like I would spam him down, and then I kind of expected to see something happen, someone getting into them on their cliff, going for the force early, because they play pretty far back. Like their medic's on the cliff, their pockets up there, they have a sniper. It's only really Rib that's there, so we spam Rib back, and we should, in theory, get someone into them, get the force early or something. But in the end, we had to just do these stupid things where like we used the cap to bring them in, and we always ended up losing 2 guys there when we tried to use the cap to bring them in.
It seemed like on the last round, when Skeege died, when you were trying to sort of like tease the point and try and sort of drag them onto you, that was when he then you know, nothing was really happening, and then someone killed Skeege, and then that was it. The whole thing just collapsed. And
yeah, that's what I mean. It was like everything was going wrong. Like these fail pushes, it's not so bad if you fail and your med lives, because you can just try like a fairer push like afterwards. Your team wipes and Skeege gets out. It's fine. We just take an Uber trade next time. But it was always we fail the push and Skeege dies, so then we're just like repeatedly having a literal uphill battle. So
it seemed like you kept getting caught in positions where you had to be the guy to make for play. To make the play on Zebbosai, so like you would get in, you'd make for play, or you'd get the force, but then you've had to sacrifice yourself for it. And also at that point, because you're trying so hard to get onto them, Skeege is like almost like pretty much on point by the time they force, and it's always going to be harder to get back from there. Especially like quite often, I think like Zoob or one of your scouts would get picked either like before the fight's even really begun, or like sometimes it happened before Uber trades as well, so the fight was almost over before anything had really started.
Yeah, it was just a calamitous game. Can't even explain it, because going into it we felt okay. Just kind of mistake after mistake. Just like a really, really, really bad game we played. Like probably the worst I've ever played, I think. Like as a team performance, I don't think I've ever had one as bad as this before. Fucking hell.
You worried then going into playoffs? Because obviously, I don't know, people are going to see this.
Fucking get us. Oh, if we go into playoffs,
potentially going into playoffs.
If we go into playoffs, I'm not worried, because like we're in playoffs, and after that we probably don't deserve it. So I'm not going to be worried if we're going into playoffs. We got nothing to lose if we get there now. If the stars align, and we get in. I'm not worried at all.
So where does this? Because obviously, do you want spoilers from the other game, or are you planning to watch it?
No, give me the spoilers. Like I'll watch them probably, but I mean, I'm gonna.
Yeah. So
give me the results.
I don't know what happened on Team Fortress TV 3. That game finished before our game, but it's literally just finished on TFTV 2, and Suave took all the points.
Yep.
So Suave, Lethal Weapon, like it was 5-1 on Sunshine, and then it was 3-2 on Viaduct, like, and it was like I think Lethal Weapon had like a few minutes left before the end. In fact, we are now being joined by all the Suave players, who I think mistakenly think they're going to get interviewed here.
So
you're in the wrong place, Mike.
How did your game go?
We had a great game.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you think about the result on Viaduct?
It's surprising. I'm sure a lot of people didn't expect that.
No one
I don't know
did.
what happened, but I'm just saying vague statements that might.
Right, I have the scores
really
from the other game as well. C-Play won Sunshine. Lego won Viaduct. Lego got a full win. A full entire 3 points.
No.
That's cool.
Yeah,
but they're still ending up lost, right?
So they're still bottom,
the playoff.
But they're now less embarrassingly bottom, I guess. You know what I mean? Like they actually got some points in the season, so. And there's still one game left.
Point of someone else, like a golden cap?
Yeah, who did they play last week?
AGP.
Yeah, them.
What, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, so what? So Suave are now guaranteed it, basically, if they weren't already. With no 6 points, putting them on 34. The Knutsson Rollerbladers on 28. Reason stay on 22. They've now renamed to Insomniac on ETF2L. That's more fun to say. Are on 20 points, but obviously they have a game in hand now. So I guess it's out of your hands now, really, isn't it, Kaidus?
Yep.
Is your last game Lego?
Yeah.
So you probably got 6 points. You're not playing Viaduct again, are you?
Yeah, we are, but
Oh.
I mean, we're not that bad at Viaduct. I mean, you think looking at that game, we're the worst team on Viaduct to ever exist, but this was just like a choke to end all chokes, basically. I can't even explain it. That's the worst part. Normally, it's like, okay, I was like, I was stressed and calling terrible things, and I like sabotaged us with my morale breaking whining or something. But it wasn't even that today. It was just like a mind blur.
So yeah, so if I'm just trying to theory craft points, so if you get almost 6 points, you'll be on 28, and Insomniac have 12 points to play for, basically. So if Insomniac win 3 out of their last 4 maps, there's nothing you guys can do.
Yeah, but they got to play Suave still, so it's like not decided yet. But I mean,
what other final week is it? Viaduct and Badlands?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have lethal weapon too, so it's not done for us. Like, they're a good team.
Are you guys? Oh, obviously, you know, if Reason, yeah, because if you get 28 points, what would happen then? Say if you get, what happens if? How is it tie-break? How like?
I think
would you play a tiebreaker?
I don't think they do that anymore. I think it's just head-to-head, so I don't think that matters to us. I could be wrong on that though. I'm not sure if that's just for the Swiss system, which we ain't using, or if that's for the whole thing. I'd actually probably have to ask an admin, but
yeah, because obviously, yeah, there's potential for you guys to tie it back up if Insomniac, the French team, just like blow it completely.
Who do you have next week, Kaidus?
Lego.
Oh, well, they should 6-0 you, so
yeah,
you know, shame.
We try our best.
When's does anyone know off the top of their head the Insomniac eShot game?
That has to be Sunday, because that's the deadline.
Is that the last day?
Unless they're playing Friday or Saturday.
Hold on, let me see if I can get it up.
It is on Monday.
That's cheeky.
We actually
default
had
date is
game
Monday the 16th of March, yeah.
Versus Insomniac 2, where we put it on the Monday next week. And they talked to the admins, and the admins agreed to it then, so...
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
I did that first week versus us too.
Yeah.
That's cheeky. That
well, bit late to find us out week 6 of the season, really. So yeah, anyone have any final questions? Anyone else anything they want to add?
What's your favourite flavour of crisps?
Put it on in Monster Munch.
Just standard light salted.
What?
What?
The best.
Oh my god. Zebbo, new scout mate. Holler at me, boy.
I'll take Peace Choice.
What?
What?
You might have fucked us today, but you guys have terrible taste in crisps.
Yeah,
like if there's like any bonus points come in like after week 7 for like crisp taste,
you might as well just get like some polystyrene, sprinkle some salt in it. It gives you the same thing.
I can't believe you both like what?
But like,
is that the only flavour available in Sweden?
It's probably the most popular though.
Yeah,
well, I'm about to tuck into here. Some roast beef Monster Munch. You can distinguish the packaging sound.
Did anyone eat? Oh, sorry. But did anyone eat like the Saints chips in England, like the really strong ones?
The Saints.
Oh,
yeah,
those
Saints
horrible,
brought like these horrible Tabasco chips or something like that that basically murdered you if you ate like a single one.
Oh, okay.
They were pretty amazing.
I didn't experience them, but I experienced people's faces as they ate them, and it feels like I experienced them.
Oh, there's a TF2 update, guys.
Oh boy, I could have changed everything tonight if it came in earlier.
They haven't fixed man, so it's another season in low divs for me.
Oh shit! They fixed Eagle Bones.
Fixed what?
What?
Let's wrap this up.
You've got taunts as well. There's new taunts. Wait,
what did P say still?
Like the jiggle
bones,
bones,
you know,
like on the heads and stuff like that.
If you've got a bot killer and it wiggles, it fixed those.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right, I see. Oh, right, crucial. Yeah, so Nats, I'm going to wrap this up then. That was it. That was the match. Does anyone have any final shout-outs before we go?
Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/WARHURYEAH, and Twitter @WARHURYEAH, and Facebook, but don't add my sister. Or my fiance, like fucking Miralyn did.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
No.
P, anything?
Shoutouts to Knutsson. Like he's been with us for a long time, and he's gonna come to LAN as our coach. But he's stepping back, and it might be for the best of the team, you know. After today, it feels like it.
Zebbo?
I don't have enough.
Kaidus?
I have a few. Shout out to Knutsson. We were counting on you, buddy, and you let us down today by not being there to exploit. And a shout out to Hafikul's mum, who was kind enough to change ISP this week. So we have Hafi practicing all week with us. She randomly decided to change ISP without telling him, and then he didn't even get new internet because it turned out they couldn't get it.
Did he have to play from her work or something?
No, he ended up, they got that old internet reinstalled or reactivated or something, so he played from home. But I haven't seen him in like 2 weeks.
Wow.
I'm glad we had our 6 though. It helped. Yeah, so
noticeably, yeah. You can really see the result, yeah.
That lash carry.
we would have denied any mercs anyway.
Pleasant of you.
If anyone wants to donate to Pete or to Zebbosai, get them some better choice in crisps. I'm sure they'll be willing to provide their home addresses to get something sent out. Hopefully, we'll revisit it, at week 7 in the interviews, see if anything's changed. Look out for the game on, is it Monday? Monday, or Somniac versus eShock. I'm sure Admirable's putting something together to get that covered. So stay tuned for that. Thank you to David for streaming everything, etc., etc. Thank you for watching, and check out the VODs of the other games. I think Viaduct was pretty sick, Lethal Weapon against Suave. So yeah, thank you for watching. Goodbye, everyone.